I want y'all to pay attention to the super bar in the gameplay footage, okay? Now, while you see that's going on, I am tired of people just keep talking about Geomag. Geomag gets super back quick. Geomag do this. Geomag do that. But Geomag ain't doing damage like Stormtrance. Okay? And I know that may sound crazy. Some people like Stormtrance. Yes. When you using the exotic Stormdancer's brace, it makes Stormtrance do dumb damage. Okay? So in today's video, I wanted to make a build that makes it that we get Stormtrance very quick so we can abuse this so-called super that's stronger than, Chaos Regeomag, okay? So if you don't know what Stormdancer's brace do, it makes it that Stormtrance hits and final blows increase the damage it deals, okay? And the stats go up to like 30. And the damage is 200% more damage. Then refund super energy when it ends. You get 30% of your super energy back when the super ends, which is very good for helping you get to the next one. And then of course, while you got Stormtrance equipped, the arc damage, arc ability damage give you bolt charges when you amplify. Okay, so that's just a bonus, right? It's not the try hard build I made. If you want to try hard build with this exotic, go check that out. But it's already on the channel. But our stats, we are using 160 super stat because we will be using super font mods to get to the 200. We're using 140 grenade stat because we will be using arc soul in this build. And then for the rest of your class stat, just so you can have guaranteed rifts on you. But all the honor traits you're gonna be making, you're gonna be set with 50 class stat. You can go into weapon stat instead. Try to get it close to 100 as possible. Weapons, the weapon you use in this build, very important. Voltaic Shade. Now, I was checking my vault. You may have something different. I didn't have any other weapon that was arc overload stun champions. When it comes to like SMGs, I was specifically looking for. But I landed on Voltaic Shade. It's an overload weapon and it's arc. It matches my super, which you need in this build. That's mandatory. Okay. The guy roll I have that I recommend everybody going for is Meganura and Jordan Feedback and ionized heatsink. This is very important. You need ionized heatsink so it can shoot basically forever. And then I put on the enhanced heat generated to make the heat go even longer down. So literally, when you shoot this weapon, look at the magazine down there. It feels like I never have to reload. You see what I'm talking about? I'm able to do this for a very long time. And by the time you get done with this, like, the enemy you're shooting and stuff should be dead. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get close to the final bar, just press the reload button to make it do a perfect event. You do it all over again. But it makes you shoot forever with the perk lineup I told you to get. So definitely go for that. I'm using Microcosm. It gets you stuff from using your super after it ends. I do have a catalyst finally. It got thresh, so it already passed to give you super energy, but with the catalyst, you get even more super energy. So abusing that. Handle barrier champions as well and whatnot. Artifact we're using is Tablet Ruin. We are using Elements of Supercharger. This is very important. Defeating exhausted or severed targets with weapons that match your super element grants super energy. That's why we're using Voltaic Shade, because every time we kill an enemy, we'll get a chunk of super energy from doing that because the element supercharger. Because overload weapons automatically exhaust enemies. So just having a arc overload weapon on automatically give me bonus super energy from this artifact perk. We got Defibrillating Blast on, so we get some health back whenever we trigger a bolt charge. Go from there for a Microcosm. Partial Refraction for a Microcosm to do even more damage whenever we shoot an enemy. They got a debuff in them, elemental debuff. Get on Flash Over, make the bolt charge do even more damage. We have on Dielectric, so we get more bolt charge whenever we kill multiple enemies. You do not get help from this artifact with this artifact perk. Just want to make that clear. You do not get HP from this perk right here. Okay, that's only in the data disc one. And then we have Elemental Siphon. So whenever we pick up Iron Traces, we get super energy. And as you guys know, we have Lemio Potent armor set on, which make it that we make infinite ion traces as long as we kill somebody that's joded or joded. It's the same difference, right? And I'm talking about artifact, by the way, with the dielectric. They work completely different. This one gives you HP. The other one, Tablet Ruin, does not. Okay. Subclass, Stormtrance, obviously. Healing Rift, obviously, right? Your melee can be whatever which one you prefer. Post grenade, obviously, do the most damage. Definitely go post grenade. We got Arc Soul on. This is how we're gonna be jolting enemies consistently for making ionic traces. And then of course our Voltaic Shade gonna be jolting people as well, jolting feedback. But Arc Soul, every time you shoot somebody, it's gonna jolt somebody, it's gonna jolt the enemies because of Spark of Shock being on. And then we have Electrostatic Mine. So whenever we pick up Ion Trace, we can amplify, but also too, defeating target with arc abilities, or while they jolt it, we make Ion Trace. So basically it does the exact same thing as our armor set, so we get double the Ion Traces whenever we kill enemies. Meaning double super energy, right? We got on Spark of Frequency on, so we get amplify quicker with the bolt, not amplify, bolt charges to 10 stacks quicker. We have on Spark of Resistance for that 25% damage reduction whenever we're near enemies. Spark of Shock, like I said, to jolt people. And then we have on Spark of Discharge and making that our arc weapons have a chance to make Ion Traces for us as well. And then Ion Traces give us bolt charges. Armor mods, we have on 2 super fonts, like I said, so we get that 200 super stat. We got on Ashes the Asset, so that our grenade kills, aka Arc Souls, give us bonus super energy. We have on 2 grenade fonts just to make the Arc Soul do even more damage, buff it up to 180 in our grenade stat. This can be whatever you want. Opto bolstering detonation. So when I throw my pulse grenade, I get some class ability energy. This does not work with Arc Soul, in case anybody wonder. No, it just pulse grenades, your actual grenade. Okay. Resist mod chest piece. We have on 2 arc weapon surges, so that our Voltaic Shade do more damage. Have on elemental charge. We're making so many ionic traces. This is literally giving us our freaking armor charges in our build. Then I got 2 class fonts on to give me plus 40 class stat. So my class stat is actually 95 instead of 55. Then we got Reaper on, so whenever I pop my rift, which I'm gonna be spamming non-stop, we make ore power whenever I get a weapon kill. Okay. That's the full build, guys. Your special weapon can be whatever you want. I chose Mint Retrograde, do Unstoppables. Yeah, this the build. Very strong, very powerful. It can do -40 content. I don't recommend taking it in -50. Just way better, builds to go on -50. And the survivability on this build is not there. Okay. But anyway, love you guys. Appreciate you guys always. And until next time, stay up. I think it's personal. It's something personal. It's personal. Yeah. And then they get their password. Two come through. Go to come through. Two come through. It's something across it.